So if you've been watching, you know that I had a squamous cell skin cancer in my ear, and then it traveled to my salivary gland, which is known as the parotid gland. I had that removed, and I'm now receiving radiation for that. The thing is, I had had 2 transplants, a double lung transplant and then a kidney transplant. And my doctors conferred, and my coordinator called me to tell me that she thinks instead of just taking half of the dose of one of my anti-rejection medicines, which is what we did when we found out I had a cancer, they all talked together and they decided that I should come off of one of my anti-rejection medicines for like maybe a year. That really makes me nervous to even be off of it for 4 months or 5 months. I know my coordinator had seemed like she wanted me to stay off of it for like at least a year, but when I said I really didn't love the idea, she told me that at least until the first scan, which I believe is 3 months after the radiation, to see if anything has returned. And I don't know, the thing is, this isn't my main anti-rejection medicine. My main one is cyclosporin. This is mycophenolic acid, which to me is the secondary anti-rejection medicine, whereas prednisone is probably tertiary. But to me, it's kind of a main anti-rejection medicine. So to come off of it completely leaves you at risk of rejection for both organs. Now, if it was just my kidney at this time, I wouldn't be that upset. Right now, my creatinine is pretty high, and my kidney isn't doing great, but it's holding pretty steady. But if I had to go on dialysis, I could still live. If I get rejection in my lungs, that's a whole nother process of a lot of different treatments, and I don't know if it would just mean an acute rejection or if it would mean a chronic rejection. Acute, we could fix. Chronic, you can only try to stop. So it's a big decision, and I do see my doctor in about a month and a half after radiation is over. So I want to discuss with her what that really means for me coming off of this medicine, because I also had this dream. I posted a video about this, so I'm just going to nutshell it. I had this dream a couple years back where I was filling up my 7-day medicines, like the little boxes, the little strips, and in the dream I was missing 2 medicines. So the next night I was going out with friends and I took out my medicines and I said, let me just look to see if one of them is here, because the other one's only in the morning, and it was missing, and my heart dropped. And it turned out that was my anti-rejection medicine, the one they want me to come off of. It was missing from my box because it had fallen behind my desk, so I hadn't been taking it for over like 3 weeks. And the other medicine, the prednisone, I was only taking 2.5 instead of 5. I must have grabbed an old bottle from when I was taking 7.5. So to me, that dream was like a warning, like, hey, you need these medicines and you're not taking them right. So that also makes me feel like if my dream was warning me for a few weeks, like, what's, a year or several months off of it gonna do? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a risk taker, so coming off of a medicine just sounds not great. So that's where we are right now. I'll update you when I have more information.